Joining me now is NewsNation national security contributor Tracy Walder. Tracy, thank you so much. I spoke to you when we knew about the existence of this video before it was actually released. Before we talk about what's in the video, what was just your initial gut reaction to it, considering your history with the CIA and the FBI?
Well, thank you for having me, Nichole. Really, this video was enraging, quite frankly, as someone who obviously sat there on September 11th and then went to meetings with the Saudis after September 11th, about this to gain intelligence from them, to know that they potentially could have been sitting on this information is absolutely enraging.
And there's a lot happening in this video. What are some of the things that stand out to you as you look at this footage?
There's a couple things. I think the first thing is the detailed casing of the Capitol. There's always been talk and rumors that Flight 93 that crashed into the field in Pennsylvania was destined for the Capitol. And I do think that this video and that, I guess, thorough casing, if that's what we want to call it, really solidifies that the Capitol was the target. I think the other thing that this shows too was just how easy they were able to get into some of the secure areas of the Capitol. Obviously, things have changed security-wise. 9/11 changed that clearly for us. But the fact that they were able to get in there so easily into some of the sensitive areas where senators were was also very disturbing to see.
It is so enraging to watch this video, Tracy. How important is it for the families of the victims to see this? We heard from one family member there, but just talk about the importance of that.
I think it's incredibly important for them in terms of moving towards justice. They want someone to be held accountable for this, and I don't blame them in any way, shape, or form. And to know that Omar al-Bayoumi, who we believe, the FBI believes through declassified documents, did have a connection to the Saudi government, actually helps provide them with a source of how this happened and someone to put that responsibility on. And so I think it's very important for them, and they're entitled to that justice.
And Tracy, Joe just reported there how, the families, attorneys for the families are saying that there is still this mountain of evidence that is under seal. Do you think we will ever get to see all of that evidence?
That's a really good question, Nichole. Obviously, I know some of that information and I can't share it, based on what I did at the agency. Typically, things are classified for 25 to 50 years. Some of the things we're seeing now, it's because we're getting up on that 25-year classification. Other things we may not see for 50 years. So I think the answer to that question, I'm sorry to be a little bit ambiguous, is it really depends.
Yeah, no, that's certainly understandable. At this point, we are more than 2 decades removed from 9/11, which, sometimes is hard to believe. But what can we learn from this new video, from this incident as we move forward?
I think there's a couple things that are important. I do think from just a tactical and strategic perspective, it is important to now really focus on individuals that are taking videos of things that they shouldn't be taking in terms of government facilities and even private facilities. We're very interested in making things sort of hardened, right? That people can't get in. But once people are in, what are we doing about that? And this video really sort of highlights the gaps that we have in that. So my hope is we will be not allowing things like videos in certain locations, particularly sensitive ones like our Capitol and federal facilities. So I think hopefully this video will help with that.
And Tracy, as everybody has a cell phone, there are cameras everywhere. Just talk about the constant ongoing effort. I always ask you about this, but it's so important to reiterate just that the constant effort to, happening behind the scenes to keep Americans safe every day.
Yeah, sometimes it's like a sieve, right? It's incredibly difficult sometimes to keep people safe. And I think we also have to remember that the American public as a whole will only tolerate certain things. Even in the lead up to 9/11, look, we knew that they were potentially going to hijack some airplanes, but we didn't know which ones. And we can't just shut down the airport and have TSA screening like we do today, because that wouldn't have been deemed acceptable. So it's this fine line of keeping people safe and what the public is willing to take that we always need to keep in mind when securing facilities.
Well, Tracy Walder, always great to talk to you. Thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you, Nichole.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.